And we're back again. As you can see, got everything put back together here. Just tried it out, and oh, that works good. So no issues. Took care of that. Like we said, got the bridge all put back together. Strings back on. Did finish tightening up the hardware on the headstock, the back of the tuning keys, all the little mounting screws. Took care of those, no problem there. I did go ahead and, before I put the strings back on, I did check the action of the truss rod, and the nut was loose. I did it both ways, and it wasn't any issue there. But putting my little homemade not straight edge on the, I've checked that against a carpenter square, and for my purposes right now it's plenty accurate. But the fretboard had a significant amount of bow to it, so I actually had to crank on the truss rod more than you normally would, but almost a full turn to get it back straight. Now I did get the neck about as straight as it would go. Obviously on this kind of instrument and at this price point, you're not going to get a absolutely perfectly set up neck or frets, but it was very close. And getting the neck as straight as I could get it without the strings on, I went ahead and strung it back up, and without even really adjusting, I haven't touched the saddles at all, just a little bit. I did take the whole bridge apart and clean it really well, all the dust and everything out. Completely took the saddles off, and went ahead and reset, put this one right back, which is the D string, right back at the scale length, 34 inch from the nut, and then just kind of stagger the others. I mean, we haven't set the intonation yet, this is just very rough. But anyway, with doing that, with the neck straight without the strings, I put the strings back on, brought it up to pitch, and at the 7th fret I measured it between 0.2 and 0.25 millimeters, which is actually about 7 to 9 thousandths relief right here at the 7th fret, which is pretty good. I actually played it. The action's nice overall. The nut isn't too bad. The E could come down maybe just a hair, but the action, you may be able to see, much better than we were before. It actually plays very easily. It doesn't really buzz. A little bit of minor buzzing, but just looking at the frets, they could definitely stand a little bit of leveling and polishing. There's some scratches and just typical beat on wear a little bit, and just stuff that was never really super fine from the factory. So at this point I may let it go like this. Like I said, this is just for it's a friend of mine's son, and he's just first now starting to learn how to play. There's really no buzz all over the neck, especially just for starting to learn. I may go ahead and take some more time later and do a full fret level and dress on this thing, and I'll show you. I'll make some videos of that if I do. I am going to go ahead and clean up the string nut a little bit. Just the strings are just sitting way too low in the slot, so basically I'm just going to lower the top of the nut, expose some more of the string, just make sure it's not binding or choking the strings out. And also the pickups heights could stand to come up. The problem is these pickups, typically I can start to loosen them up. I'll do that right quick here. They'll only raise so high because what's behind them, that's basically give them their springiness. As you can see, I don't know if you can see this here, but that's the screw right there, and it's actually coming up, and the pickup's not going any higher. All there is a piece of foam under these pickups that kind of gives it oh, there goes my screwdriver. it acts as the spring pressure behind them to raise and lower them. And usually they're just cranked down too low and it compresses it. It's just a piece of dense foam. So I'll probably pull these pickups out and either actually put a real spring on either screw, or maybe put another piece of foam or some kind of shim on it there, so we can just get these raised up and get them to a better spot under the strings. And I will go ahead and check the